Hi Year 9. So for this week, this week's lesson, we're going to be completing the second page in our homework booklet. So you should all have taken your homework booklets home with you over Easter. If you haven't, or if you've lost it for whatever reason, then you can access the booklet on Firefly Resources and print it out for the lesson. You can either print out the page of that week or the booklet. If you go onto Firefly Resources, Art, Year 9, it will have a little tab that says Homework Booklets, and it will have Year 7, 8 and 9 on the main page as well under Homework Booklets, so really easy to find and print that off. You should have already completed your first page, which was the eye drawing. I want you to take a photograph of that and upload it for me. If you've made any other changes, make sure that you've done the written task as well. And then we have got these 2 pages here. So the task says, fill each box with a different pop art technique. You can find your own or look at the images opposite. So the images opposite here are of the dogs. They are by an artist called Michael Keck, who does mixed media, collage, and you might be able to see, I know it's quite far away on the camera, little aspects of the tasks that we're asking you to do. So pointillism is when we use dots or spots on an area to create a pattern. That can be done in many ways. So it's a really common technique used in pop art, especially by the artist known as Roy Lichtenstein, who created this image here. From a distance, it looks like skin colour on the woman. But if I were to bring it up close to the camera and you to look closely in person, you'll notice that it's made up of pointillism, and it's actually red dots on a white background that give the illusion of the skin colour. The second one that I want you to look at is pop art text. Okay, most of you will be familiar with the onomatopoeias like bang, pop, that are done in pop art style. So just to recap the main elements of pop art for this task, we are looking for bold pieces, we are looking for bright colours, use of pattern, and it's meant to be including something which is popular to the culture of today. Striped pattern, again, very straightforward. I don't just want a series of lines, okay? I want you to think about, before we broke up, that starter activity that I was getting everyone to do, the Marilyn Monroe one, where I shown you how you can use stripes and how you can use spots, so for these 2, to create something that's a lot more interesting and not as basic as just drawing simple lines and simple dots. You can layer it colours, you can do negative space, you can vary the size of the spots and the stripes. So I want you to be creative. I don't want you to take the easy option. This page is going to be taking us this lesson and also the second lesson of this week. So you've got plenty of time, and I want high quality work. The last box is black and white pattern. So there's many, many, many ways that you could do the boxes, okay? This is your first option, which I would say is a nice, easy approach. So I would do an onomatopoeia in here. So I'm going to go for pop, okay? Then I am going to do a striped pattern, but could I include it on something that also links to pop art? Okay, I'm going to leave that open to you, but that is the 2 tasks that I want you to get on with today. I'm going to go over the pop art text one with you so that you can have a little bit of help. So the way in which I would do it is I would first of all go on to the computer or the internet on your phone, and I would research pop art text onomatopoeia and look at the lettering. Now, the lettering is a definite style. The lettering is very bold. It's normally quite close together, slightly overlapped, and it's usually quite a fun font. So you wouldn't find fonts such as Georgia, what you use on Word, that would not be used in pop art font. It's far too formal and it's not a bold enough font to use for the lettering. They're wanting to advertise things to catch people's attention. There's a few ways that you can do it. I'm going to go for this way. So I'm going to draw two. So I want to try and fill the box. I'm going to draw two parallel lines on a slight angle. And I'm going to start off, so I'm pressing a little bit harder than I would be if I wasn't doing a demonstration, just because I want you to be able to see it on the camera. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to do a very basic line letter. I'm not worrying about doing it three-dimensional at this stage. And do the same with the O. And I'm going to do another P. Okay, really, really easy way to do it to start off with. Then I'm going to start to make them bold, 3D, and give them that kind of pop art feel. I'm going to bring that P right over at the top. I'm not going to worry about the inside of the letters just yet. I'm just going to focus on the outside. Again, I'm probably pressing harder than you need to. I'm going to add an exclamation mark in there as well. Okay, like that, dead easy. Then have a think about how you're going to do the surrounding details. So normally inside of a kind of zigzag bubble to emphasize what's happening. Okay, I'm going to do a border around that. Just to really make it stand out. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. Then I am going to start with some colour. So for this area here, I have done the outside. I'm going to do a little bit of a colour fade. Before you add any colour, boys, make sure that everything is refined. So check everything is how you want it, because you're going to find it extremely difficult to try and rub out the colour. Majority of colour pencils do not rub out. And if they do, they require a lot of rubbing and they can rip your page. So don't forget when you're blending things out to use circular motion and fade it, like so. This is something that you're all more than capable of doing. that you showcased to me before we broke up. I would, at all stages, especially on this task, just keep thinking back to the Marilyn Monroe starter activity that you done just before we broke up, because the majority of the success criteria and ways in which you can make it really successful and effective is the same. So don't just colour everything in block colour. Think, can I add a colour technique? How can I make it stand out more? How can I make it more intricate and detailed? So you can add and apply pattern as well as colour to the pop art text task. You could add dots in the background here. You could add dots in this area. You could have stripes. The only thing I don't want you to have a pattern in is the lettering. You may add other effects. So if you have a little look online, you'll probably see a lot of them have got a drop shadow or 3D lettering. By all means, have a little go at doing that. That will make it bolder and therefore make it a much more successful pop art piece. So I would do that all the way around. I'm conscious of time, so I don't want to do it all whilst I've got you on video. Think about the pop art colours. So the main colours used were red, blue, yellow, black, and other bright colours. But think about what would go well together. Do similar thing on this. Again, if you wanted to add stripes, you can do. Get a ruler. You could add stripes and you could do those different colours along the outside there. If you wanted to add a three-dimensional effect to your letters, you need to pick a corner. So every letter is either going to go left and down, which is what I'm going to show you how to do now. So every left side of the letter, I'm going to do a little line that goes down. If it's a circle, just draw those little lines off. And then simply join them up. Don't worry about the inside of the letters just yet. So if it's the left and it's going down, they're actually all going to be black anyway, so just do the inside of them whatever colour. This could be black if it's a shadow. If you're going to use black, make sure it's nice and bold. If you don't have coloured pencils at the moment, boys, then what I would like you to do is I'd like you to order some online or get some from your local supermarket, because we are going to need them for the rest of the tasks that we're doing during the remote learning. You can pick them up reasonably cheap as well in the supermarket and the quality will be fine. As long as you've got a pack of 10, I'd say, perfectly fine. Be able to get some good work done from that. So pop, and you could do a colour fade. So I'm going to stop this in a second so that you've got plenty of time to get on with the task. So for today's lesson, just a little recap, what I would like you to do is I want you to spend the majority of the time, if not all of the time, to create some pop art text. If you've got anything small and circular to draw around, you could even add in some pattern into the background and really make this to the highest standard. It's not just, okay, I've wrote bang. Now you need to add all of the details in. You need to add all of the colour techniques as well. So that is the one I want you to focus on. If you don't get past that, that's perfectly fine. Do not worry. Just focus on getting that one done. The second task that I want you to do today, if you finish the pop art text task, that's quite hard to say, is to move on to the striped pattern. You might decide to just do a striped pattern, okay, making sure that you vary maybe the width of the stripes. You might decide to do a striped pattern on an image. So you might decide to draw an eye, a mouth, whatever image you wish, and apply a striped pattern to that, like you did on the Marilyn Monroe task. And then next week we're going to focus on the other ones. At the end of the lesson, if you could upload an image of how far you got, just so that I can make sure that I've planned for next lesson appropriately. And I look forward to seeing what you do. Thanks, boys.